But I thank you all for coming. It means a lot to me that you care about our town and our state, that you would come this evening. I appreciate everyone who's here, and we have some honored guests here. Mayor Fred Allen Jr. from Ledyard. As was mentioned, Glenn Arthur, a former representative from the 42nd. Chris Coutu, who is, there he is, a Republican representative from Norwich, which makes him the only Republican state elected official from here to Old Saybrook and here to north to who knows where. So kind of an endangered species. We also have Mike Struzik, who is going to be running in the 44th. So, and there may be other potential candidates right here in the room that we don't know about yet, because as Linda mentioned, this is early. Again, I appreciate your coming. I appreciate also my family being here, my wife Joyce, who's stood behind me for almost 20 years now in my, no, well, she stood behind me for longer than that. My oldest daughter, Andrea, her husband Glenn, 4 of my grandchildren, Caleb, Micah, Joseph, and Catherine, and to many of my friends, young and old here. Appreciate you coming. I'm announcing this evening my candidacy for state representative for the 42nd District of Ledyard, Preston, and Montville. I'm taking this step because I'm concerned with the direction our state government is taking, and I believe I can make a difference. When Joyce and I moved to Connecticut, Ledyard 38 years ago, Connecticut was the land of opportunity. Our state was the home to manufacturing, business, and quality of life. Over the past 20 years, we've witnessed a consistent downward spiral of our great state's prosperity. We all agree, we should all agree, that our state is in crisis. What we probably won't all agree on is the source of that crisis or the path to recovery. This crisis didn't start on Wall Street, it didn't start in Washington, and it certainly did not start in the small towns such as Ledyard, Preston, and Montville. The crisis we face today was conceived and nourished in Hartford. It was precipitated by a class of professional politicians who placed their own and special interests before the interests of the citizens who will ultimately pay the price for their irresponsible spending. Similarly, the path to recovery is not to be found on Wall Street and not to be found in Washington, but possibly can have a clue in what's happening in our small towns. Connecticut is not in crisis because the businesses and taxpayers did not do their part, but rather because our taxpayers and businesses were asked for too much. My solution is simple. It's common sense. It's 3 basic points. Don't spend more than you have, don't borrow more than you can afford to pay back, and more government does not mean better government. These principles can be implemented through a specific roadmap that I will be outlining through the campaign. It is one of reorganization, consolidation, prioritization, and evaluation. It's really what every family, every successful business and organization, and every town in Connecticut is already doing in these tough times. This job will not be easy. The multi-billion-dollar debt that Hartford has created is a burden that our children and our grandchildren will bear for many years. But the time to start the recovery is now. The path to fiscal health is through the principles that I've spoken, written, and acted on throughout my service to this town. It is the principles of fiscal responsibility, government accountability, and taxpayer respect. It's about principles and not promises. It's about returning common sense to our state's capital. I've had the privilege of serving this town in this room for 12 years, 5 of them as I had the honor to be the council chairman. In those years, the only interest I represented was the taxpayer. The principles on which I will campaign are the same principles I practiced for those 12 years. I never voted for a budget that the taxpayer could not afford. I never supported borrowing more money than the town could afford to repay. And I left town government at a size that was consistent with the needs of our community, arguably no larger than it was 20 years ago. For this reason, I'm running on my record and not on my resume. There's one more reason I'm running. And where are my little kids? Come on up here, kids. One more. I've known many of you in this room for over 30 years. Our children grew up together and attended school together. But many of our children have left Connecticut to pursue opportunity elsewhere. My goal for our state is to make this once again a place of prosperity and opportunity. For my children and yours, for my grandchildren and yours. In conclusion, we cannot change Hartford without changing the people we send to Hartford. I'm asking the voters of Montville, Ledyard, and Preston to elect me and to begin the process to renew Connecticut's greatness. Thank you.